Borrower narrative writing. What is it? How do we do it? Why is it important to you? Let's get right into it. Developing the narrative of what's driving your need for capital. You need to borrow. It's so important. It can be the difference between you being approved and not. And many times, this is that first impression. Why do you need the capital? How are you going to put it to use? What have you done with capital historically? If you're borrowing to keep the lights on, you're not going to get approved for financing. If you're borrowing because of mismanagement, you're not going to be approved for financing. If you're borrowing because they're seeing a lot of transfers personally and personal expenses running through the account, or you have your affiliate, another business, their expenses running through that account, you're likely not going to get qualified for the financing you need. You need to have a good reason, explanation, rationale, and narrative as to why you need the capital, how you'll utilize it to grow and pay them back, and be able to repay them the entire time. Good uses of proceeds are, of course, expansion and infrastructure improvement. And what does that really mean as opposed to just working capital? Working capital is nondescript, and especially in today's climate, it's less respected for use of proceeds. How are you going to actually use the capital? And also today, if you're just saying nondescript working capital, many times it creates a question. So that narrative, the narrative writing is very important to not create questions. It's to answer them proactively. Because once questions are asked, they lead to more questions, you run into risk. When you run into risk, you run risk of decline. Very important. So having a good use of proceeds, that we're growing very fast, we have the opportunity to take on a bigger project which requires us to have more upfront investment to have a greater return, that's a great rationale. That's a great narrative. Because we're growing rapidly, because we need more inventory, because we need more supplies so we can do more and service more jobs, so we can create and generate more revenue. Those are good narratives. I'm adding staff because we need to take on more business. I'm investing in marketing. Good use of proceeds and good narrative. Very important that we're developing a narrative that makes sense for the bank to get comfortable. You want to make the institution, that bank, the lender, comfortable with the use of proceeds. The only lenders that don't care about that are lenders you do not want to work with. So it's a good thing. It's good for you. And it's important to be honest and not just manufacture a narrative that sounds good for you to then use it for another use of proceeds. You do not want to be doing that. You want it to make sense and you want it to grow and you develop so you're always in good standing and you actually do repay your loan. You want to be a great borrower. That's what unlocks additional eligibility. And that's what this is all about, is being a great borrower and in the eyes of the bank, when they look at your profile, your application, that you have the highest probability of approval for the capital you need every time. And how do you do that? It's very important that you have a very intentional and descriptive and honest borrower narrative.
Learn the course for free at businesseligibility.com.